Welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the thumbnail and whatever the fuck the title is probably, we're covering Mr. Beast. This is a very long video. I've broken it down into, I think, like 7 parts. The first one that we're about to get into is the faking videos and rigging contests portion. I'm just covering the key points from the Dogpack videos, which, if you don't know, Dogpack came out as an ex-employee exposing Mr. Beast. But without further ado, let's get right into this ginormous shit show that Mr. Beast has brought upon himself.
This train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker, it's just a guy. This whole room is fake, this contestant is an actor and a secret employee at Mr. Beast.
We'll get to him in a second.
They had him dive through this fake door twice, this line is scripted, this action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
You did it! Yeah! Which, so far, I don't really think a lot of this is ridiculously damning. You know, you can call me, you know, a Mr. Beast cockmuncher, but, you know, using some CGI in the background to either, you know, make it look like there's more buildings, or, I don't know, fucking putting CGI on an explosion to make it look bigger and cooler, I don't really see a big issue with that. I think, the bigger issues are these next few things, where it's clear that these challenges are fake and other things. Although, at the end of the day, do we really think that a billionaire businessman philanthropist is sticking himself underground for XYZ hours with no contact? I mean, this dude's got closed deals.
During this time lapse on the 4th day of 7 days stranded at sea, you can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But after a hard cut, magically 5 people are awake, and 2 of the boys have bright yellow raincoats that they didn't have when it rained on day 2.
And after standing the whole night completely soaked...
You didn't spend the night soaked, Jimmy. You slept on the production yacht. It's ironic because this is one of the videos where they claim that they don't fake things.
But no, we have to be the real channel that doesn't fake things.
In this video, this wink was added in post. In fact, 58 was actually on the far opposite side of the room from 42, and he just didn't hear him. This whole revenge storyline was added in post. Multiple shots show how timers are edited in post, timers are edited in post, timers are edited in post. They also manipulated contestants' audio in post.
We got 15 minutes.
In general, if anything happens last second, it's fake. Or if you can hear someone's voice but can't see their mouth, the audio could easily be added in post.
Which, personally, this is when my first issue comes up, because I feel like, you know, every once in a while, faking a video is okay. Of course, I don't think the Stranded at Sea one is, especially because they say that it's real, which I think you should be transparent and real with your audience, especially when it comes to something like that. But I think my biggest issue with the faking portion of this, before we move on to the next part of this section, which is rigging, is I think it quickly goes from like a game show, like Naked and Afraid, to the Real Housewives of like XYZ place, when you're adding in dialogue, adding in winks. I think that's when it's really scummy. But now moving on to the portion where I really don't know how you defend it, which is the rigging.
Let's look at this video. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers.
So many people had jobs.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people in this video, including Jimmy's own girlfriend. So yeah, the random subscribers you see in challenges are actually never random. They're almost always local to Mr. Beast, and oftentimes friends and family of Mr. Beast employees, or just the employees themselves. And when they do pull someone from outside of North Carolina, it's usually somebody who's in the industry, who's camera trained, who has built a following. And what's even worse is that the results of this video were completely scripted. According to a former Mr. Beast employee, it would have been a PR problem if the boys had won by a lot. And because so many of the female contestants were Mr. Beast employees who got out immediately, production stepped in to actually make the results of the challenge closer. You can actually see some of this happen on camera, like when Jimmy pays one of the boys $10,000 to leave, which is twice as much as the actual prize money. But doesn't make the same offer to the girls.
The boys were blowing you out of the water. I paid the one guy who knew how to solve them to leave. Now if you don't win, that was all for nothing.
I think I have like 2 big takeaways from this right here, which is, would the hiring manager and Jimmy's girlfriend and whoever else was there from the Beast team, would they have gotten the payout if they wouldn't have stepped out? Then two is definitely the payout portion. There's two parts with the payout portion. One of which is, well, I guess three. One is the fact that you are giving an opportunity of money that people might need to one group, but then not the other. And not only are you giving them money, but this is part two of my complaint with this, where you're giving him more money than the contestants would have won in general. And you're like, oh, well, the prize pool is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they split it between themselves when you win it. He gave him just $10,000. He probably would have only gotten like, I mean, a little bit less than that, but still, he got extra money. Then, on top of that, I don't see how this could be legal. You're rigging, I mean, it's quite, like, literally you're rigging it. I mean, it really can't get more on the nose there, where it's like, I paid somebody to leave and I didn't pay the others, and it's about leaving, and whoever leaves first loses. So it's definitely incentivizing and rigging his own contest. I don't see how it's legal. Moving on.
At another point, he gives the girls a camera drone so they would have been able to see how many boys were left. It doesn't work out, but seeing how much they're willing to help them on camera, I'm willing to believe that they did, in fact, help them off camera. Apparently at the end, they were only monitoring the boys to see if they stepped on the red line and not the girls, so that the girls would win the challenge. And to be clear, obviously the girls had an unfair start with having so many MrBeast employees get out immediately. I think they all did deserve $5,000 for that, but also the boys should deserve a fair chance at winning, I think. I think that's the expectation when you run a game show. And in traditional media, this kind of rigging is actually completely illegal.
We always have the same person tie all the knots so that we know they've tied them at the exact same tension. I mean, we get down to inches. And then we have a standards and practices person. And if you don't know what that is, on any kind of a game show where there is a prize, you have to have somebody that ensures that it's fair. They are out there essentially to make sure that we don't do something that would favor one player or one tribe.
Which, at least personally, that kind of answers some of my questions. I don't know how he's gotten away with it for, I don't even know. I think it's been like almost 5 years now he's been doing these crazy fucking challenges. And he's never once had a broadcast standards and practice. Like, I'm not even like super into game shows and I know about that fucking shit. This is all allegedly, MrBeast don't sue this Jew. He likes to keep his schmeckles. But I would definitely say it's a little bit strange that he's just been able to get away with all of this. Of course, I mean, you have people like me that, I really have only maybe seen like 15 MrBeast videos before this drama ever went down. I think I watched him more when he was the drinking bleach guy, with the grandma inhaler meme, like iDubbbz in the back. I remember more of that guy than this new MrBeast. I've watched a few of his videos. Like I said, it's not really my thing. It's like really in your face, woo, woo, wee, woo, 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 subscribe. And it's just, that's not really the fucking things that I'm into. I'm into low budget, low quality shit videos like I make. You know me, I just sit here and just watch my videos over and over and over again. All the views that you see, it's just accumulated by me. Anyways, I'm off topic. But, I think the craziest part about all of this is just the fact that it's taken this long for everybody to realize, especially considering he didn't have a standards and practice guy. Throughout the entirety of what I think it's been like 5 years that he's doing this, he's never had one, which I think really that it's like the beginning of Anchorman. It's like I'm not even mad. I'm really just impressed. Like he really got away with it for so long, especially being a guy that's got 300 million subscribers. You would think at least one of the people would have picked up on it, but I guess not. This is a girl that claimed that MrBeast rigged the hide and seek challenge, and then she got a shit ton of backlash and hate from it. And now everybody is sucking her tata because apparently she's just been right, and now she has fully gone down the rabbit hole of fuck MrBeast. And if you didn't somehow believe that he's rigging contests based off all of this, I mean, this is like some concrete solid evidence right here.
The thing that they said is absolutely no climbing in the air vents or the ceiling. And they said it's because they do all their wiring in the ceiling.
So I am up here. Okay, I feel good about this spot.
if it was held accountable, especially because this was a YouTube original production, Zach would have been eliminated for cheating. He broke the rules, and guarantee you, if I climbed in the ceiling, Mr. Beast would eliminate me.
I don't really got much to say about this. We're now gonna move on to Mac, which is one of Mr. Beast's friends that he's just, loves giving money to.
I found public records showing that Mac moved from California to Greenville, North Carolina, where Jimmy is located, back in August 2023, 2 months before he appeared as a contestant. According to a former Mr. Beast employee, this is around the time when Mac started working full-time on the editing team at Mr. Beast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into $1 million mansion. But I did find pictures of this mansion online, so I fed them into ChatGPT and asked it to create similar images. And this is what it came up with. And it's honestly not that far off. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really gonna change your life.
Max, this is a nice car.
Tell me, where are we right now?
We're in the place that we drove to a few minutes ago.
Mac, let's cut the shit here. What have you been doing for like the last year?
A lot of family stuff.
What kind of family stuff?
Just like, playing catch with my dad,
For a year? How do you make money?
And you might be like, okay, well, his friend moved down, Mr. Beast put him in, this $1 million mansion, and, how can you prove? Is there any evidence that Mr. Beast has given him money in the past? Why, yes, but for context, let Dogpack explain.
And we're gonna have 24 people. We're gonna put them in 24 different circles. $1 million on the line. Have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Also, this video never happened. There is no Mr. Beast video of 24 people in circles competing for $1 million. Unless it ended up being 100 people in a circle competing for $500,000, but that's a smaller prize and much worse odds. So like, did they just pocket the money or what? Hey, it's the pilot guy. Wait, he's about to be the first one out? That's unlike him.
Even though you got out first, I still have a prize for you. Just wait here.
Oh, first person out gets a car, and it just happened to be your friend Mac.
I like to think that Mr. Beast walked into the writing room and was like, hey, I'm throwing Mac in there, and I got a great idea. And they're like, okay, what's the idea, Jimmy? And they all go, he goes, I was thinking, how I said like 30 people in a circle? Let's raise it up to like 100. And then after we do that, we're going to go ahead and put my friend Mac in that circle there. And I don't know why Jimmy's Barack Obama. Oh, okay. Well, now that Jimmy is Barack Obama, I guess we're just going to, continue on with that. But I guess what I was trying to say before Jimmy turned into Barack Obama in my head, Jim Barack Obama. Fucking so off topic. Hang on, I give up. Faking videos, rigging contests, and giving money to your friends wasn't bad enough. We move on to, in my personal opinion, the worst thing other than the Delaware accusation that Mr. Beast is being accused of, which is the illegal lotteries and promoting gambling to children, which is undeniable out of all of the other evidence that Dogpack put together. I'm going to let this big clip play out. I'm going to let you guys see the full thing, but it's quite a few different examples of him just not honoring or just straight up scamming his fans out of money.
In 5 minutes, we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna put $1,000 in a random order. Hey, Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000?
We do.
Yeah. So, all right. So the newest order in 30 seconds, we are going to put $1,000 in your package.
Stephen K.
Okay.
Stephen King. And there is no second giveaway 30 seconds later, like Jimmy said. This is just one very shady giveaway. They just go on to talk about how Stephen made a profit.
Stephen's a handsome name.
So he actually walked away with some money.
We're proud of you, Stephen.
I counted 13 of these extra shady lotteries where they did not give the prize in the original time frame that they said.
Okay, so we're gonna put 2 iPhones in this piñata, and we're gonna give it to someone who orders a shirt in 3 minutes. 5 minutes. Buy a limited edition shirt or hoodie, and we're gonna pick a random one in 10 minutes and give them $2,000.
Have we done iPhones yet?
Yep. Oh,
we did one.
Oh wait, hey yeah. Daryl, first actually, before we do that, we never picked the piñata.
They only signed large t-shirts, so when they selected an order to give a prize, it was apparently always a large or extra large.
If that wasn't already bad. I mean, you're only signing large and extra large t-shirts, so you're fucking, personally, I fall into that range. But, you know, I mean, you're fucking the small, the extra small, you're fucking double X, triple X, and if you have quadruple X, I mean, you're fucking at a bare minimum 4 groups of people, at a maximum 5 groups of fucking people out of fucking, you know, shirts and that say Mr. Beast. But then we flash forward, and turns out these fucking signatures might not even be fucking Mr. Beast. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe 100 in total floating out there that are actually a Mr. Beast signature.
So here's a clip of Tyler forging, or not, maybe not forging, using Mr. Beast's signature. So Tyler signs MB, which is Mr. Beast's signature. Then he covers it, signs his own initials, TC, smirks, looks around, and then quickly slides the shirt away. Could you make it any more obvious? And again, I'm not a lawyer. I think this is fraud. Maybe they could say it's the brand's signature, even though it's clearly implied that this is Jimmy's signature, which was established during the last live stream.
Hey! MB. But that means it's signed by Mr. Beast. That's obviously his. Mr. Beast. This is so cool.
So I always gotta call people out when I see fit. And as a grown man, if you are creaming your pants over a signed MB shirt, I am happy that almost most definitely your shirt is probably not signed by Mr. Beast. Although, I definitely have to say, this is pretty bad for Mr. Beast, especially considering you can now go ahead and say that any of his signed Mr. Beast merch is not actually signed. But I mean, it truly, especially when it comes to like the scamming fans out of stuff, it kind of just reminds me of like, hold your breath for 5 minutes. Then he walks away, he comes back like 15 minutes later, and then he goes, okay, now hold your breath for 5 more minutes. And then he just keeps going and going and going. You end up eventually passing out from lack of air because Jimmy's cocked so far in your mouth. Although I also think when it comes to the forging the Mr. Beast signature, I don't really think you can get away with saying that that is a company logo, because it's definitely meant to be Mr. Beast's signature. Even when you look him up online, it shows his signature. But, you know, moving on.
10 random bars are going to have a mystery ticket inside of them, and if you get this mystery ticket, we will fly you out to compete for a chocolate factory in one of our videos. And on top of that, Chandler, we're giving away over $1 million in other prizes to random people that buy the bars.
Dude, I need to buy these.
It's interesting to look back at this because a large part of Feastables' marketing campaign was the fact that it's a better for you brand, that it's healthier for you than Hershey's. Less sugar, only 4 ingredients, all organic.
I wanted to just make a better for you snack brand because I think a lot of the stuff out there is just terrible for you.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat. Like Hershey's, for example, there's 10 ingredients, super processed. Our Feastables bars are 5 ingredients, and just all the ingredients are way higher quality. And it's infinitely better than the other options out there.
Now here's where we get to something pretty fucked up. You know how he's just promoting it as a better for you healthy brand, right? Yeah. One day secretly, Jimmy was in his secret lair looking over his pits of man-eating alligators with his Eye of Sauron, looking over his kingdom. And he decided that he was going to go ahead and say, you know what, that evil Hershey's company, I'm going to pretty much add all of their ingredients back into my fucking shit, except, get this, Hershey's only has 13 grams of added sugar. Now, I bet you're like, Mr. Beast must only have 5 grams of sugar in that motherfucker. Thanks, Mr. Beast. Healthy as... No, it's fucking 30 grams of goddamn sugar. Yeah, he's trying to fucking kill you. He said, hey, 12-year-olds, here's a bar of chocolate that has more sugar than you should consume in one full fucking sitting. Nom nom, motherfucker. But I know what you're thinking. It's not like, you know, he could have rigged this Willy Wonka contest. You know, the manufacturers have to put the tickets inside of the fucking candy, you know, just like in Willy Wonka. So there's no way he could have possibly rigged the goddamn...
It was taped.
No freaking way. So it is like really like total chance, obviously. Like you're one of like hundreds of thousands of names.
Talk to Jimmy, Bella. What do you got to say to
Jimmy,
say
thank
to
you for picking us.
No, he didn't. It was random.
Also, this guy went on to win the chocolate factory.
So not only did he give his friends a golden ticket, but then he allowed them to win because, I mean, from what we've seen allegedly so far, I would definitely not put it past Mr. Beast to rig the contest so that these poor people couldn't get their hands on his amazing chocolate factory for Feastables chocolate. Which, speaking of which, who the fuck wants a fucking Feastables chocolate fucking factory? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm fucking supposed to promote Feastables? From what I fucking heard, that fucking shit's some ass. Not to mention, I mean, 30 grams of sugar, you're trying to kill him. But I have a fucking feeling here. I have a little fucking theory here. You know, maybe Jewish propaganda, but I got a fucking theory here. I like to think that Mr. Beast, had he had let an actual person win, he would have just used them for slave labor. He just would have been like, motherfucker, I didn't give you this fucking factory for no reason. Make more Feastables! You haven't quota yet! I'm gonna rape you! You know, shit like that.
If he told his fans to clean up and organize his Feastables displays in Walmart for a chance to win $5,000, shelfie cleanup and $5,000 drawing? They thought this was going to be a monthly thing, but it got a lot of controversy, obviously. How can I successfully clean up the shelves? Wow, glad you asked. No bars on the shelf? Go find an employee and ask them to check to see if there is product in the back room and ask them to bring them out so you can put it on the shelf to match the tags. And while you're at it, if you want to maybe move some Hershey's bars and make sure that Feastables has plenty of space, I wouldn't complain. Wow.
Here's my question. How did he get this all the way through his fucking company? How did he get this through PR, through his management team, through his sponsors? How did he get this through the board, even? I mean, he literally made graphics in an instruction manual on how kids could be the best child laborers. How could you be the best child laborer for me? But I also have the question there too, where it's not all Jimmy. It's not all Jimmy. Like asking for the child labor, that's Jimmy. But I would like to know who the fuck is the child that is going into Walmart and going up to a Walmart manager and going, hey, I'm here to organize just the Mr. Beast bars for a chance to be compensated. Who the fuck is this person? Dude, when I was like 8, 10 years old, I was playing fucking Black Ops. I wasn't like, I need to go organize, like, I wasn't like, oh my fucking god, I need to go organize PewDiePie's merch section. Even if he did have something, I feel like I wouldn't have done that. Who are these fucking kids? Who are they? Who are these people? Who are their parents? Before I go on to this next section, which is the Jake Weddle interview, for those of you that don't know, which I highly doubt, Jake Weddle was a former Mr. Beast employee that worked there for, I think, about 2 to 3 years. He's come back every once in a while, and this is his experience with a Mr. Beast challenge gone wrong. I'm going to pretty much let it all play out, except for the portions where, I think I need to stop it. But I'm going to try to let you guys get most of the context in full.
And they go, hey, they want you for a video. I was like, oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God. What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine. And like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, today? And it's like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. There. And at first it's fine. And they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, which that's probably not good. The smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. It was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. There's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, bang, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. And it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? And they said no. because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this, we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, they're giving me, melatonin, it's not helping.
Which, I gotta be honest with you, this is just pretty bad, and this one I don't really have too many jokes for, because it is pretty fucking serious, where it's like, it comes to a point where I don't know if you could really say that it's illegal, or if they really committed a war crime. I don't know if you could really necessarily say that, but I could definitely say, as a person, if you were like giving a dude mass amounts of melatonin or like medicine to help the guy sleep and he's not able to sleep and you guys are still like, well, we got to get these time-lapse shots of you sleeping, it actually just becomes quite evil. And like it's not even like a funny thing anymore. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like if you're drugging this guy and the drugs aren't fucking working, that's when it might be like, all right, it's time to stop this, pull it out. Which also, the one thing that I'm really not understanding about Mr. Beast is I understand that he fakes shit, but like he's had to have watched like other shows where like people get out or like people don't have a fun time. Like that's a part of the game show, and I'm starting to realize, because I don't really watch Mr. Beast, that every single challenge gets completed. Which the fact that you guys haven't figured out that these are fucking fake sooner because of that is a little fucking strange to me. But moving on.
Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note for the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is a note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that and pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? If we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time-lapse footage for 10 seconds? I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I could do 30. How much how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did. Since we're doing time-lapse shots and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we're gonna do time-lapse shots bet. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, James Warren came in and erased it. Don't put that. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, why is he sleeping? I don't know, because I can't sleep. And he comes in, he wakes me up. And he goes, ask me why I have 2 briefcases. And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, oh, because this one's for today, and this one's for the challenge. And I go, what's the challenge today? He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do 22.6K, whatever it is, and you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. People who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, Ryder. Do I look like I run? I don't run, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. Start running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back.
Yeah, it fucking turns out Jimmy is actually a fucking James Bond villain and that he loves the suffering of others. Not only did he take advantage of this poor man's debt, not only did he fucking take advantage of him just being in a cage and being at their mercy by just erasing his username, not allowing him to have anything. Then, on top of that, he's like, hey, run for me, peasant. Run for me, peasant! I think he's a James Bond villain.
Yeah, I'm running until 3 a.m. All right, I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in.
Which, if you have to bring a psych in to a Mr. Beast challenge, to psychologically evaluate a contestant, I think you've gone too fucking far. Not to mention, the fact of the matter that Jimmy or anybody on the team saw the blisters on his feet and weren't going to pull him out, I think is probably one of the more concerning things in my opinion, because it's like they saw the blisters on his feet, they saw that he was obviously not doing well, and they were still going to keep him in there. To me, that's fucking crazy. Although, you know, I am not a complete dick. I'm going to show context. Jimmy did end up apologizing, and here's the apology.
Hey, I wanted to reach out and say I didn't mean to cause you mental stress with that video, and I apologize. Clearly, it had an effect on you. You mentioned you like to be paid out the rest of the prize money, the other $190,000.
I love that Mr. Beast just so happens to remember the exact amount that he still owes this guy.
And I'd love to make things right with you. I have zero expectation of you mentioning me sending you this money publicly or taking down any videos. This is just me wanting to help you out and make sure you're good. I just need to know if you still have the same bank or not. We'll send you the money on Monday. Wish you the best.
No, all in all, other than him just so happening to remember the exact amount of money that he owes him, I would say it's a pretty good apology. He didn't use a ukulele or anything, so you know, we're off to an okay start. You know, at least he's aware and is capable of taking responsibility, even though it definitely sounded like a PR team wrote that. But we are going to get into the most serious allegations, you know, our bread and butter on this fucking channel, covering pedo.
Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. And like, you can, you know, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on the, that's one thing. You know, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. You know, like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And you know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Like, do I have to... Is it more on the nose? Or?
It's a bad look to have a pedophile working at your company. It's an even worse look to have that pedophile be your manager and somebody that helped you grow and get to where you were. Although I think the worst and most disgusting allegation is this, especially not because only he was employing and hiring this guy who did something terrible to an 11-year-old girl that is on a channel targeted to children and is in or around children. But I honestly think that the worst and most disgusting thing, if I could find it, I'll pull it up. But Mr. Beast and everybody tried to get his record expunged so that he would no longer be a child offender. And also, this is a recorded phone call from somebody that worked at Mr. Beast about Delaware and his working procedures and how he ended up, you know, working with the Mr. Beast team and, you know, what his job kind of was. Yeah, just to give proof and, you know, evidence that he did, in fact, work there and was a part of the Mr. Beast channel and helped it, you know, be what it is.
He was a hustler, dude. Like, we honest with you, he was a hustler. There was extra money in there that would have been all about his thing. You know what I mean? Like, if Jimmy was like, I need a set done, and then it was like, would you do it for like $1,000 for a bit? So like, just go out there and fucking make a set for like 8 hours by himself. You know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get involved. And it was like, we're going to get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly because one of those people are going to go back.
That goes ahead and proves that Delaware not only worked there, but contributed by helping build sets and other things, so that definitely needs to be addressed as well. But Jimmy said that he will not be responding to any of these allegations until Dogpack has released all of these videos, and apparently he's just going to do one ginormous response. There's a shit ton I didn't fucking cover in these videos, so I will 100% be linking Dogpack's 2 videos and Jake Weddle's channel in the description below, top of the description. I highly encourage you to go check out at least the Dogpack videos. They're very, they remind me a lot of Content Cop. Funny, informative. I really liked them. Especially if you just want to get the full context, because like I said, I only covered the shit that I really thought was important and that needed to be talked about. Other than that, we're going to be going back to our regular scheduled program. The videos shouldn't take as long to get out because they shouldn't be this long. If you, for some reason, are still here all the way at the end of this video, what the fuck are you doing? Although, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Without further ado, though, until Mr. Beast or Dogpack makes his second or third video, that's going to bring this Mr. Beast stuff to a wrap for now. I'll see you all next week for our next video. But without further ado, take regular shits. Peace out like Girl Scout cookies. And like and subscribe, I guess.